Hi, I'm Clint with Brace Tool, and today I'm going to show you how to assemble a KOT-1 Kickover Tool. Start out with all the parts list here. We have a fish neck. We have the pad that changes it from a 2 3/8 to a 2 7/8 tool. Spring housing that holds the latch housing. Barrel sleeve and the lock nut that holds the barrel sleeve onto the spring housing. We have the nose cap. We also have the latch, which does the mechanics of kicking the arm out. We have the latch rod that connects the tool into the latch housing. We have a rocker arm, which is this piece right here that assists in kicking the tool over. Has a detent in it that butts up against the detent rod ball. After that, we have the adapter arm, and then we have the adapter, which connects your running tool or your pulling tool to the kickover tool. Then we have a detent body, which holds the 1/2" tungsten carbide ball that helps your tool, that assists in the knuckling of your tool. We have the detent rod with the brazed ball that goes on the opposite end. Then we have the knuckle pins. There's 2 knuckle pins. One holds the adapter arm onto the spring housing. The other holds the adapter onto the adapter arm. We have 2 leaf springs that go on the latch. We have 2 leaf springs that go onto the adapter arm. We also have a release spring that goes onto the latch housing. We have a core spring that goes onto the latch rod, and we have a detent spring that goes between the detent rod and the detent body. That's pretty much all the parts. There's some screws and washers that'll hold everything together, a retainer pin that holds the latch into the latch housing. So now we'll commence with the assembly of the tool. We'll take the spring housing and we'll put it in a vise. I'll leave it with the window facing up and enough room that you can see the window on this opposite side of the tool. Then we'll need to install our springs onto our latch. So there's 2 springs that go on the latch. They'll face this direction. They'll hold the latch out of the tool. 2 screws and 2 Belleville washers. They're like spring loaded, so they assist in not allowing the screw to back out from the tool. So I'll install those 2 onto the latch, get them started. And before I screw that down tight, I'll install my second screw, just so that you can align your springs without tension on them. Your 2 washers are very close together, so as you tighten this down, the washers will start to collapse and they will fall beside each other. And then you want to tighten these up, torqued tight, but not over tight because they're such a small cap head that you can strip the Allen key in there. So you don't want to do that. You just want to make sure they're good and snug and that washer is in there. If you choose, you can put some Loctite on those screws too, just to be safe. Okay, so those 2 springs are on there, and now you can see that the latch sits up pretty straight. Now we'll take the latch housing, and we'll actually take this out of the vise because we're going to need some force to install this thing. Stick the latch housing in the vise, tighten it up a little. We'll take the core spring and the latch rod, and they'll slide down into the tool here. And then the latch has to slide into them, in between them. You'll hold those. You're going to need this retainer pin to hold them at the end. But to get started, you'll need to pry on this with some force because that spring is very, very strong. So, and you want to make sure that when you do this, all 3 of these pieces are aligned so that you get the pin through all 3 pieces. If you don't put the pin through all 3 pieces, it's going to cause damage to the tool when it's ran, and you'll need replacement parts. So very critical that you get all 3 pieces aligned and the pin into them before you install your retainer pin. Now I put a 1/8 inch punch in that side and I pry down on it a bit until I can get a 3/16 punch in there. And then I can feel that I'm through my latch. Now my 3/16 punch is in there, and I'll pry down on that until I can get a 1/4 inch punch in there. And once that 1/4 inch punch is in there, I should be able to pry down on it and install my latch pin. Take a hammer and give it a little tap. So that latch should rotate in here freely. Take that out of there. We'll install our spring housing back into the vise. We'll install our release spring onto the shaft of the latch housing. Now you want to make sure that this pin is even here so it'll slide freely inside your spring housing. So we'll slide our latch assembly inside here. And if you keep it aligned, it should almost pop into place here. And that'll pop through there. Now we'll install our fishneck onto the tool, and that'll hold everything in place as we continue to build our tool. You'll notice it's compressing the spring and the latch is moving down. Now the latch will collapse into there while you run in a well, and when you reach your side pocket mandrel, this will locate in the side pocket mandrel, and as you pull up, that's what kicks the arm out, and those springs on the arm will assist in kicking the tool over. From here, we'll install the lock ring that's going to go on, because it's going to have to be on here before we install our barrel, which will come later. This is just a step I like to do now just to get it out of the way so it doesn't get forgotten as you're doing your assembly. Okay, that's in place. Screw it up all the way, and then once the barrel is on there and aligned, we'll back that off and it'll crush up against the barrel to lock the barrel in place. That's why it's called a lock nut. Okay, now that we've assembled this part of the tool, we're going to move on to assembling the adapter arm assembly. So we'll remove this part from the vise, and we'll take the adapter arm and we'll stick it in the vise, and we'll just clamp it gently here. We don't want to collapse these, but we want to hold it firmly. We need the detent body and the 1/2 inch tungsten ball. They'll drop into the tool, making sure that the large end faces upwards and the detent in the detent body faces the 1/2 inch ball. That drops in there. Then we take the detent spring and install it down into the tool, and the detent rod with the brazed ball on it into there. And then we're going to take the adapter and we're going to install it onto the adapter arm. Again, this is another place where we're going to need some multiple punches to compress that spring so that we can pry on it to install it. So we have an 1/8 inch, a 3/16, a 1/4 inch, a 5/16, and a 3/8. You'll see there's a dent in the back side of the adapter that mates up to the 9/16 tungsten carbide ball that's in here. So we'll take the 1/8 inch punch and we'll align that detent with the ball, and we'll press down on it firmly and push the 1/8 inch punch into the tool. Then we'll take the 3/16 and we'll do the same thing. We'll pry down on the 1/8 inch and put the 3/16 in until it makes connection in the middle. You want to not go past center so you have room to install your punches from either side. After the 3/16 is in, then we'll go to a 1/4 inch. Now we got a 1/4 inch there. Then we'll go to a 5/16. And from that 5/16 we'll go to the 3/8. And once that 3/8 punch is in there, we can take our pin and install it into the hole. We'll have to tap on it gently to get it started. And then once it's started, we can remove this punch. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just lay this on here and I'll tap that into place. The punch will fall out once it gets there. then you can tap that in the rest of the way. Now I'm going to need some assistance from a second pair of hands here for peening the pin. As you can see, there's a recess in the end of this pin, and you take a second ball peen hammer, put it up on an angle so that we make sure, because it's recessed into here, you want to hold this on an angle on the sharp side of the device there, and you lay the peen side of your hammer into that recess and give it a tap, give it a couple, and as you can see, it's flared that pin out so that it's no longer can fall out of the tool. So now I like to test this to make sure that everything functions properly, that we've got that in place. So I'll lock that in the vise and we'll pull it to make sure it functions properly. Now that we've assembled our adapter arm assembly, we're going to take the spring housing and install it back into the vise. We'll lay it in the vise on its side with the latch facing me. The reason I put the latch facing me is because I want to ensure that I align the adapter arm with the springs facing the same direction as the latch when I put it together. So that's the easiest way I've found for myself to do that. So I need the adapter arm, I'm going to need the pin, and I'm going to need the rocker arm. So I'll lay this in here. Your bow springs align in here, so we'll lay this in this way. And then the rocker arm will slide in there. That's through the first one, through the second one, and through the third one. Now, to get this all in here properly, I just pry on it like that, and it pops into place. Everything's aligned. Then I'll have to get my lovely assistant Kyle back again to help me peen the remaining pin in the adapter arm. So the same thing, we put it up on an angle like that, just against the sharp edge of the vise. Grab our two hammers and peen the end of that pin. Okay, now we're ready to install our barrel onto our tool. I've already installed the nose cone onto the barrel, so we'll just take this over here, slide it over the whole assembly, and then thread it on. And I like to thread this on until it basically touches the lock nut, and then I'll back it off to the distance that I want. And what I'll do now that I've got it to there, I'll show you there's a set screw that'll lock this in place. So if we rotate this over and we back this off, there's a recess inside here that holds the set screw. So what I want to do is I want to have this sleeve aligned with this radius on the kickover tool. So it's about one more turn back. And if you look, they're pretty close there. There's room for the rocker arm to move back and forth. So what I'll do is I'll install our retainer screw in there now. And this tool, I would recommend definitely putting Loctite on when you put it in, because it's such a short screw, there's not that many threads. I'm not going to do that this time because we're going to do a disassembly video later. So then we just tighten that into place nice and tight. Then we rotate our lock nut back up against the sleeve. Take our open-end adjustable wrench, size it to the lock nut, and torque that against there so it can't back off. If the set screw lets go, or for some reason the lock nut is a secondary safety there. So that's all assembled and ready to go. If you so choose and need to run it in a 2 7/8 tubing, you would have to have this adapter plate put onto here with 3 screws. Now that we have our barrel sleeve installed and tightened in place, I'm going to install the 2 kickover springs. So to get the kickover springs on there, we're going to have to function the tool into the kicked up position. So what we do is we just take a piece of brass, pry up on that tool like that. Now there's a trick to this a little bit. There's two springs. They both screw onto at the same time. But you don't want to torque your Allen head cap screw in all the way. You want to just take this part until it stops against here. Then you need to take the tool and put it back into the down position. That, if you screw it in now, what's going to happen is your screw is going to butt up against the spring and it's going to likely break your screw off. So you want to push it back down to the set position here and then complete tightening your screw through this inspection hole right here. So I'll just rotate it over, and as you'll see, that screw will turn fairly easily, and it's not a whole lot, but tight. And I do recommend using Loctite on that screw as well. So now that we've done that, we're all assembled, and the tool should be ready to do a function test.